Hey, what's going on, guys? It's your boy David Bowles, and welcome back to another episode of the Photographer Diaries. On today's episode of Tuesday Talks, we're talking about how COVID-19 has affected the wedding industry. In my day-to-day life, I'm actually a wedding photographer and filmmaker, so that's why we're talking about this, because it's something that has personally affected me. So let's cue that intro and get to it. All right, so as we know, COVID-19 has affected a lot of industries throughout this year, right? It's been crazy. From the food industry to the beauty industry to the wedding photography industry to just photography and film industry in general. We're not just the only ones, right? It's really affected everybody. The medical, the industry, shout out to the frontline workers, all those nurses and doctors who are putting themselves in danger every day. My mother-in-law is a nurse and she is around it all the time. And luckily we have been blessed that she has not contracted the virus, but it's crazy. So with me personally in the wedding industry, a lot of our weddings were either canceled, postponed, or shrunken down to micro weddings. This was my first full year of being a wedding photographer and filmmaker. I shot 12 weddings this year and a few others that I shot as a second shooter for another company, and it was crazy. I mean, the weddings shrank down. I'm used to shooting weddings anywhere between 150 to 200 people. These weddings were 15 people, 30 people. I think the biggest one I shot last year was 50 people, and there's just this sense of scariness at the weddings. And you can see it when you go shoot these weddings. Maybe, there were some that weren't very scared, and that was actually more scary for myself, putting myself at risk, because you never know who's at these weddings and if they have the virus or not. But for instance, when you go to the reception, that's the most lively time of the wedding, right? Everyone's dancing, everyone's having a great time. But it wasn't like that this year with the COVID weddings, right? Everyone was a little kind of standoffish. They're, in their own zones with their own bubbles and their own families, trying to be safe. And that was just, I don't know, that was just strange. It was honestly, to be able to document that as a photographer and a filmmaker, I'm gonna look back on that in a couple years and be like, wow, like we were in some crazy times. So going back, luckily I wasn't too affected. Like I said, I shot 12 weddings and some second shooting weddings as well. And that was good for me. I hope next year things get better and everyone gets the vaccine and we push forward and we're able to grow and become a better community and we become stronger from this, but we'll see. Next year I have a crazy goal. I want to shoot somewhere between 50 to 60 weddings. Right now I should have most of those booked, but because everything is still so fresh and so new with this virus and the vaccine, that I think I have 2 weddings booked and maybe a couple in the pipeline. But regardless, a lot of people were affected by this, and the wedding industry, the photography industry took a huge hit. We had to, scale down our prices because the weddings were smaller. Not everybody did this, but this is something that I felt that I needed to do. I felt that it was the right thing to do. There's no reason you should be charging the price that you charge for a 200-person 12-hour day wedding when you're only shooting a wedding for 4 hours and it's 15 people, maybe 20 people, and you're there for 4 hours and you're delivering maybe 1,000 photos. There's people out there that did it that way, and that's that's how they run business. But me personally, I wouldn't do that. I scaled down some of my pricings. You have to show some compassion, especially in times like this. But I think that next year, I'm hopeful that things will get better. I'm hopeful that we will see a change in the virus and we'll see a change in people. So I'm really looking forward to that. So if you're watching this, guys, it's Tuesday. This is Tuesday Talk, episode 2. I hope you guys had a good holiday. I hope that you guys are prepared for the new year financially, mentally, emotionally, and be safe out there. Please wear a mask, wash your hands, sanitize them. Don't be in large crowds if you don't have to be, and go and get that vaccine. Don't be scared, guys. They're not implanting microchips into our arms or anything like that. It's safe. Just go get it. Why? Anyways, thank you so much for watching. I appreciate it. If COVID-19 has affected you in any way or your industry, leave a comment down below. Let's talk about it, guys. If you need somebody to talk to, go ahead and hit me up in my Instagram or send me a comment and I will try to reach out to you. But have a great day, great night, whatever, wherever you are. Guys, remember, create, inspire, and document. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.